What up, nerds? Alright, so I'm not going to be on for very long. I just wanted to kind of like talk about the thing that I posted yesterday. Yesterday. This thing. It's not a lot at all, and it's pretty like simple. It was just a lot of like lighting and getting that stuff right. And I'll just mute everything. But you can see it's super basic. Like, the character animation's boring as all hell. It's just me talking. You got a nice side profile shot that I thought, might look kind of neat. And show off some of these detailed textures a little bit better. Obviously, there's some tiling right there. My bad, don't shoot me. Anyways, it keeps going, and there's a little bit more. There's motion blur. You can see lighting and reflections and stuff like that. And a lot of people were asking how in the world did I get it to manage to work and look like this in Eevee. Super simple, super not. I don't. Pretty much, I used HDRI Maker 2.0. I imported just a basic HDRI, added a sync sun, HDR projected. I set the force to 0 on the sun, and then I changed it later. Because I wanted the intensity of the sun to add a little bit more shadow density and just like absolutely pummel. Welcome! Thank you for following. So I wanted it to absolutely obliterate, and I wanted it to look super nice. Is this for the SRL game or something else? This is for something else. Con, probably gonna say hello before I head up to robotics. Yo! My man! Have fun in robotics, dude. I love robotics. I used to be in a group in I think middle school, or like middle school to high school, something like that. Yo, another new follower, welcome Ghosts. And I really enjoyed it. I have a really good friends that I still talk to all the time. They're really cool. I love robotics. Robot marketing. Bro, y'all some smart ass motherfuckers. I'll be honest. Load of fun, yeah. No, I can definitely see it being fun. Alright, so back to this. Again, this is all Eevee, and this is all that I rendered out. I literally used one plugin, HDRI Maker, and you can do this without HDRI Maker. You just make like a dome, and then UV project it from the thingy, the HDRI that you have. The camera settings, super basic. I have an 85 millimeter focal length, and I'm actually gonna move my camera out of the way. I have my f-stop set to 2.3. Now this is unconventional, but I wanted a little bit of bokeh in the background, especially because this background behind is kind of boring. Very flat. There's not a lot of intensity or emissive materials, anything crazy. So I wanted to kind of up it up. My ratio is set to 2, so it looks like it's an anamorphic. Now blades, that's the amount of like thing. Looks nice. So yeah, 16 is where I go for. So that's it. This is it. This is the entire scene. I do have 3 little lights here. This one is kind of intense, but not really, and it's literally just like a shadow light, pretty much. So all it does is add this dark, like green blue color into the shadows, which I thought looked neat. This is a nice white, and this will be sort of a layer that just kind of highlights some of these edges of the background of my character, especially on this metal right here. And it's so incredibly subtle, like it just barely catches, and you can see on this edge right there, it is again so incredibly simple, and you wouldn't notice it if it wasn't there. It's just I wanted to make it look a little bit nicer, add a little bit more detail into it. And then this is just another like little light for highlights and catches and stuff like that. So I'm literally using a total of 4 lights. How do I fill out the background? Is that just an HDRI? It is. I'm using HDRI Maker 2.0. I got this forever ago. And it just projects it onto like a little dome thing. And you can do this without the add-on. It's not that hard. But the add-on just makes it easy, and you can plug in everything. And again, I set the force to 0. I did rotate the HDRI a little bit, but that's easy. You can do that same thing in the world node with texture mapping, and this sets it up a little bit differently. I don't know what it's doing, to be honest, but in all honesty, you should just get away with this. This other stuff is kind of like, oh yeah, this song go hard. My Chemical Romance. So yeah, that was it for this like whole scene. I literally so I got into a car accident the other night, so I'm concussed and I can't think as fast as I used to, and I can't do things as fast as I used to. I used to be so much, oh my god. Anyways, I'm kind of upset about that, but whatever, shit happens. So I just kept this project like really nice and simple. Give it 2.5 weeks. Yeah, I went to the doctors and they were like, yeah, you're gonna be like messed up for a minute, but I can't do math the same way that I used to. Yeah, it's not fun. Concussions suck. I also have like a lot of back pain now. Anyways, this was a super simple scene, and I just had some old motion caption data that I grabbed from Dynasty when I worked on that with Bife, and it literally is, hold on, my name is Bife Dynasty. So, the animation data that I have is literally this.
Fire team's
These
full.
people in the background, these two right here, it's the same, that's the animation data that I took. So, these guys right here, I just grabbed the data and was like, alright, perfect, I'll reapply it. Because it's super simple and I don't have to do a whole lot. Actually, I'm going to start this back up to 1. And I've already finished rendering it all, so I don't need to like worry about, oh no, I've messed it up. So, first shot, I just kind of wanted to show off the materials a little bit. So in this cloth, you can see it looks like actual like cloth. I added a little bit more of a roughness to it, and it just looks a lot cooler in my opinion. Now, as for this thing, I could care less. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna go in and like paint and blend everything so that these edges are super soft. I'm so sorry. Skill issue. Move on to another method. I still use Rococo. Funny enough, this is my suit. I just ordered new cables. I have to fix a few bits and pieces here and there, and then I will be back in business after my back and head are fixed. So that's my suit. Literally, the head sensor cable is broken, so I had to get a new one, so that's coming in soon. Oh god, I'm scared of having to ever strip out cables. Okay, so here's the thing about that. It's really simple. Unzip and just do. It's super easy, and when you pull it out, it literally looks like a cardiovascular system, or like a nervous system of the human body. It's super simple. Renix, no, not at all. Really ripped the nervous system out of smoke. Yes, I did. And the thing is, so the suit you don't need, like the textile you don't need. You can actually go to like a fabric store and get Velcro straps, and that way you can just line them up to each little thing, like each little sensor. So that way you can go outside, you can get your mocap data, and you don't have to wear the suit. Now, it's still nice, and I love the suit, like the textile part, but it gets hot down in the south, bro. You ever live in Georgia and just be like, your AC needs to be cranked down to like 61 before you can start recording and then vibe, right? But anything above that, you are just gonna be sweating your ass off, and you're gonna like, if you're, look, no judgment, but get some baby powder for down there, because it gets so painful after like a day or two of animating. Yeah, Con, you know what's going on. Easy fix, just buy the Vicon system. Yeah, just go into debt and buy 3 of my cars worth of cameras. Oh man, yeah, dude, Con, it is, it's like 54 out right now, and it's so, oh Except I wasn't prepared for it, and I walked outside wearing like a t-shirt and pants and was like, oh, this is a perfect day. And my wiener went and stuff. Sorry. It was so cold and I was not expecting it. I also added detail normals. So that way it's just got a little bit more like bump to it, and it's not set to 1 like the normal map overlays. Actually, my buddy Bull made them for Season of the Plague, and they turned out perfectly. I still use them to this day. But I just turned it to like 1.30, especially for like the helmet. I might just turn it like super low. But look. I also added a few other material things. So this was just all in Blender. And again, this is real time. So it is crazy. All right, I gotta go to my meeting now. I should hop in these streams more often. I'm afraid of igniting a laptop stick on a PC. Yes, sir! Any specific Velcro straps? Literally just go to like Joann's or something if you have that, like any fabric store, literally. Grab like pieces of paper or like a measuring thing and just cut out a little bit, and you can, if you want to go for like the whole fancy, you can even like grab a buckle and then tighten it more. You can, you know, do all that stuff and it'll look really nice. Con, good luck at your meeting, my boy. So yeah, you do that, you're set, and you can just put it in a bag, and then, you know, hey, super cold out, I want to put on the textile. Boom, you get the textile. Oh wait, it's really, really hot in the studio today. Velcro straps. That's it. Velcro straps make it a little bit easier for maintenance as well. Also, please, for the love of God, wash the suit like once every 2 months, maybe. Unless if you're sweating in it, then maybe once every month. Because it's breathable, but it just ain't comfortable. And it ain't, like, it's sanitary enough, but like at one point or another, I'm just kind of like, maybe I should wash this, right? It's like sheets, but a onesie. Anyways, let's see. We're gonna open this frame. All right, so this frame 1386. I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna render a frame. This is an Eevee, right? So this is the real-time render engine that Blender offers. I have a little bit of compositing. This took 7 seconds. I'm gonna pop this over. Actually, go into cycles really fast. Now, GPU, compute, everything is about the same. Shit, I meant to put it into a second layer. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. All right, so slot 1 is cycles, so we'll do this really fast. The first one took 7 seconds though. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? They look about the same, except for indirect bounce sliding. Okay, so this is 14 seconds. I'm gonna open up slot 2, go back over to Eevee. Alright. Literally the only thing that you can't see. Alright, this took 5 seconds now. Alright, let's take this. Kai, yo, what up, my boy? Cycles, right here, which looks a little bit flatter, and then Eevee. You're really not, like, losing that much, other than the global indirect, which you're getting from reflections and things like that. But honestly, I mean, reflections, obviously, you're going to get a lot better, more accurate reflections. But 5 seconds to 14, and it looks pretty damn good. The only thing, again, you're missing is the indirect bounce lighting. So if we go into this right here, this is a little bit more obvious. So in Eevee, we've got nice shadows here. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm actually going to go to slot 4. I'm going to render a frame. I'm going to assume 8 seconds. Less. 6. Okay, I'm going to go into slot 5 now. I'm going to swap it back over to cycles. And I have subdivision surface. I have a cached, or cached, whatever, cached bake on the simulation for the cloak, and it looks damn good. There's tight bokeh. Aperture is set pretty wide. Focal length 85mm, I think, on this lens as well. But let's just take a look at the time difference. This is 23 seconds. Shoot. Now, which one do you prefer? Now, obviously, more realistically, this one, because you got light passing through, because you know, Cycles is actually taking into account the fact that there isn't any mesh right there, so it's going to light it properly. But Eevee, a little bit more saturated. I think it's a little bit darker on these corners right here. But in terms of reflections, not bad at all up here. And honestly, I think I prefer a little bit of this muted reflection from the ground there. But that looks impeccable. So we got 23 seconds versus 6. And again, the only real thing that we're looking at here is like indirect ensure shadow accuracy is a little off for Eevee. But for the most part, this looks damn good. Now, depth of field, you're going to get a little bit more highlights because it's actually rendering it instead of just like fading out differently. But still crazy. Still crazy. Now, after I finish that, I just open it up inside DaVinci, and this is where a majority of it takes place. Now I have 3 little thingies here. I'm only using 2 though. This one was just like an idea for a color space transform. So I'm gonna move the camera down back here, and I'm gonna actually move my scopes somewhere that y'all can see. There we go. So on the first layer, and I'm gonna hide these. This is what it looks like straight out the gate. Oh wait, this is just okay. So this is what it looks like straight out the gate. It's not bad, not a bad start. It's a little, I think, in my opinion, too bright. You can see here, it's a little bit bright. So all I did on these first 2, so this first one is just a little bit more of a flattening. So I brought up the shadows a little bit, and you can tell very clearly over here I brought up my shadows an absolute piston. I lowered my midtones just a tiny bit so that way it balanced out. And my highlights I kind of left the same because I applied a LUT on top of it that sort of took all of that and just went, grabbed that detail out, and then went for the full finesse. So obviously the top adjustment layer does have a little something on top, just to kind of help add a little bit more contrast and add a little bit more into the shadows. That's a different thing entirely, my bad. These 2 are actually 2 different shots because I rendered it out and then on Twitter I posted, and people were like, the only way I was able to tell that it wasn't CG, or it was CG, was the fact that like the head mesh on this side profile has a little bit of a shadow termination error right here. You can see clear faces that are just like not smoothed out. Totally fine. So I just re-rendered that tiny little segment and actually added a subdivision surface, so it helps hide that a little bit better. Obviously still visible, but if I wanted to up the quality of the subdiv and set it to like 2 instead of 1 that I did right then, because I just needed something quick and dirty, totally could have, and it would have looked better. Now, let's go in here. The color space transform thing that I have at the back of this is just like for Rec 709 conversion, which is super helpful because I have to do that for work now. Like, let's see, timeline 1, yeah, this one right here. This is a shot of my dad, like walking around. But this is a sweet, sweet shot straight out of the camera. And the only thing I've really done is added a color space transform to get it from the Blackmagic. And then after that color space transform, I also did a little bit of color correction, made it a little bit bluer. Just super subtle, just to fix the white balance being off. And then on here, there's nothing really yet, but I might add something. Same for this shot, color space transform here. And then these 2 are doing nothing because it looked fine. what's in this one. This is using my new lens, by the way, and it's crazy.
Smith.
So this has a LUT applied to it, and again, color space transform, because otherwise, it looks super flat and washed out. Totally cool. I like it. A LUT that comes in over top, and then obviously my color space transform to go into Rec 709 for that standard, which is very outdated, which I gotta probably figure out what the new update is. I think it's Rec 2020. But as of right now, client exports Rec 709, that's what we're going for. Same for this, it's a little bit too dark in my opinion, but this is my dog's just kind of running around playing. Me playing around with some flare stuff, and again, with the Rec 709 conversion stuff, goes super flat in here. Vibrancy back, and then my LUTs. Easy money. I don't remember what this was. Oh, these are my dogs running away. But here's the original shot, super flat, and then boom, Rec 709, little LUT, and then some brightness to adjust for that LUT. And the reason I have the Rec 709 to the very back is because I get all of the detail from here. Like if I compressed this Rec 709 and put it up at the front, then I'm losing all of the detail from my raw data that comes right out of the camera, and it's compressing it, and then I'm working with, at that point, Rec 709 footage instead of log 10-bit uncompressed. So it's just a bunch of nerd shit. Anyways, back to this. I really did the bare minimum in terms of color grading. I just kind of looked at my scopes and went, yeah, that looks about right. And I do like a little bit of the overexposed, because then it makes it look like the sun is beaming down, it's bouncing off rocks, there's more specularity, so the balance is a little shifted, obviously, but I really did dig this look. Now, obviously my channels are a little bit odd. My character has a lot more red, and you can clearly see that in here, but it's fine. It fits the bill. Yeah, that's it. And now, let's see, 40K. And dude, these are stupid ass videos too. I didn't really close to 4,000 subscribers. Let's get it. This is at 18K. Holy shit. Okay. That's wild. Alright. That was it. I also posted the drip check so that people can grab it. I try to do that in my animations. Like if I post something that's got a cool transmog or whatever, people can just go ahead and grab it. Do whatever they want. But yeah, that was it. I just wanted to stream a little bit of the process of what went through my head through this whole thing. It was really like a run-of-the-mill. I just had an idea and was like, I really want to get this done, because my head was just killing me. And then the transmog inspiration, I was just sitting in Dare, which is Destiny API, or Destiny, I don't remember what it was. Destiny API Ripper extension. So it's just like a little tool. And I was just kind of going through, and I set armor. I turned off weapons, equipment, and all that stuff. And I literally just went through here, and I turned off Warlock, and then turned off armor on the ones I kept on, but I turned off masks. And I just scrolled. I was like, oh, that helmet looks kind of cool. I love the wing contender set, so I grabbed it. And then I just kept going and did that. And then for colors and stuff like that, I was just guessing where I wanted them to be. I was on the phone with Solar Flare, and I was like, I kind of want this to look cool, I think. All I knew is that on this guy's chest, I wanted this bird to be darker. So I was like, all right, I think we could get away with Midnight Smith. And then for metal, I know that I wanted it to match a darker, similar tone. However, since it's shiny, obviously I can't compete it. So I grabbed Crucible Red Jack for metals. I think the roughness is a little off on both, but it doesn't matter. And then everything else got the Midnight Smith treatment. So, looks pretty good. I will definitely accept it. And then now I just have this whole character, and I can just append wherever, whenever. Just by going like this, and then I can just select the character later, and then that's it. I can put them into a new project, I can animate them again, and just kind of keep up whatever I want to do. So, yeah, that's it. Anyways, take care.